All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have EG Demuslim going up against WhiteRa. And of course, if you don't know this guy already, he's EGLZ Gamer. He's going to be casting alongside with me today.
The one and
for
only.
this match.
And also going to be casting my teammate,
I know.
EG Demuslim. Pretty excited for this, I must say.
It's going to be pretty awesome. Now, you were telling me that both of these players go back and forth quite a bit in...
Yeah, when Demuslim was living in Europe, they fought a lot in a lot of the Europe Cups. Even, I believe, WhiteRa took down Demuslim in the Home Story Cup. And I know they went back and forth throughout their history, but I know that they have played each other a lot in competitive play.
Yeah, and you know what? They were actually talking about this before in chat. And they were just going over, you know, how many times they've played each other and how many times they've been, you know, going back and forth. Demuslim said it was 45-55 in favor of, I believe, WhiteRa.
Yeah, I believe so.
But you know what? I'm not sure completely. I know, as you said, they have quite a history. I hope to have more GG, because every single time you have more GG, I'm pretty sure you have skill with it.
You have more skill.
Yeah,
more GG,
more skill. Yeah,
right.
That's exactly how it goes. We do see that WhiteRa is spawning in the 6 o'clock position as the blue Protoss. In the 12 o'clock position, we have Demuslim spawning as the red Terran. One thing to note, this is NASL Metalopolis. We do have the gold expansion rocks in the middle, of course, and it's forced cross position, so they know where each other is starting.
Right. I'm not so sure the rocks play a big role in this matchup in particular.
Think so. Yeah.
But it definitely helps a lot versus Zerg with these rocks blocking that gold expansion. I'm not even sure what to think about this matchup. I don't even know who I think's going to win. I know who I hope to win. I'm not going to lie. I'm pretty biased. I hope Demuslim wins. He is my teammate and my personal friend. But WhiteRa is just an amazing player. Like, he is so good. Even with a rocky start like he's had in the NASL, he can still beat anybody.
Yeah, and you know what? It's so sad to see my hero, since really StarCraft 1 being down 0-2 in the NASL. I really, really am rooting for him. I guess I'm giving away my bias a little bit. But you know what? I mean, it's like, how do you not root for WhiteRa? The guy is just such a manner bear. He's probably the nicest person in the world. On top of that, he's so skilled. And he has probably the most wisdom out of anybody you've ever met before in your life.
Probably. I would agree with those statements. We do have a 1 rack CC coming out from Demuslim. I know he does love this style. A lot of Terrans, though, play this style. It's just a very safe, macro-oriented play. We'll probably see Demuslim go up to about 3 racks and start teching towards the medevac type play.
Yeah, that's really standard. Especially, well, see, this is the one thing. On this map, I feel like it's very, very different. What a butthead. This guy is a huge butthead. That Demuslim character. He's going to go ahead and steal this spot. And what it does, it stops a Nexus from going down. And that delays, as we can see, the expansion time from WhiteRa. Very nice play from Demuslim.
Yeah, I really like this. I don't know why more Terrans don't do this. This stops the Protoss from reacting to the 1 rack CC by going 1 gateway Nexus. So this is a really smart move. This scouting SCV is also stalling the Stalker from killing what he needs to kill, which is that engineering bay.
Absolutely. And you know what? This really punishes the Protoss for not going that initial Zealot. That's why you always see the first Zealot come out, because Zealot makes short work of that SCV that's constructing that engineering bay. On top of that, what it also does is, you know, offers a lot more damage per second against something like an engineering bay. And the Stalker takes much, much longer to go ahead and kill it.
Well, we do see a Nexus being thrown down, but he is not taking his natural. Instead, he's decided he's going to take his 3rd.
Yeah, and that's like the next best option for him, although it's going to be very difficult to stop that. If there's medevac tech coming out, we do see that Demuslim is gearing up for that. He has double gas on both of his refineries. What I'm interested to see is his order of how he does things. A lot of people, you know, I've seen different styles. A lot of people like to put the upgrades first and get all their add-ons. Me, on the other hand, I like to actually delay my upgrades, delay my add-ons a little bit, and have Stim come out at the exact same time where medevacs are out, and I can go and drop my opponents, and Stim finishes at the same time. So it makes a really, really fast medevac.
Wow, we do have a second second bunker coming out, but the SCV almost got picked off. They went really close. But these Stalkers are starting to take some damage now. He better control them. He doesn't want to lose anything but the shield on these Stalkers. He wants to keep poking with these Stalkers because they do have the range and mobility advantage against the Marines.
Looks like he will be able to take out one Marine, net that in total, and it looks like, WhiteRa needs to be careful. One Stalker is going to go down. Not a good trade so far for WhiteRa, and look at this. Oh my goodness, we have another Nexus going down off of only 4 gateways. Looks like he's just going to rely on a very, very mobile army. So I love what WhiteRa is doing. He's saying, okay, probably my opponent is not going to be going some sort of Banshee tech. We never normally see Banshee tech after some sort of fast expansion. It has happened before.
It has happened.
But we normally don't see it. I'm going to cut the corner and say, no, I'm not going to get a forge. No, I'm not going to get a robotics facility. Instead, I'm just going to work on my very mobile army. Assume that he's not going Banshees. And hey, all of a sudden, I have room to take this expansion because I don't have to worry about getting defense against cloaked units.
Another thing to point out is this actual, first expansion that WhiteRa took, which was his first, was not ever scouted by Demuslim. And then he scans his natural and sees that that base is warping in. So he doesn't actually know that he's going for a 3 base. He could be thinking that maybe he opened with a 1 base and just expanding. So Demuslim could be thinking, okay, I'm way ahead now because I have my expansion up. But what he doesn't know is WhiteRa is now on 3 base.
Yeah, and this is such a scary, scary situation. I mean, it's bad because he might be thinking, I have no room to push right here, right? Because he's on 1 base for a long time. He has a ton of units somewhere out here, and I'm expecting an all-in. But that's the exact opposite case of what's happening. Demuslim is actually going for the 3rd. You can see a very quick command center, actually only off of 3 barracks, and hasn't even gotten the starport tech up, and he's already gotten his 3rd command center. This is so soon. What is he going to do with this? I'm not sure completely. WhiteRa maintains complete map control. On top of that, has a very, very, very nice lead in income.
Yeah, WhiteRa is actually really pulling ahead in the harvester count because of all the nexuses that he has being able to chrono boost. We see that he's already up to 56. So that's 11 more harvesters than the Terran. But now Terran has 3 orbital command centers. Mm-hmm. He's going to have to use those mules and really catch up. First Medevacs out, and I'm really curious to see if we're going to see drops right off the bat. Are they about to be loaded? They might be.
Yeah, I would assume that they would be. However, he's just going to chill here for now. Not sure exactly what he's doing. Demuslim is doing in particular, but we can see that the Templar Archives is coming out right now. In a short while, they will be out. And this is the style WhiteRa really, really likes to do. What he's going to do is get that robo up wherever the robo is going to be made, and he puts High Templars inside of warp prisms. And what that does is protects them against EMP. Also, it gives him great mobility. They don't lag behind. And he can also threaten those little harasses with, High Templar drops on the SCVs. Makes it super, super efficient. And he becomes just a monster when he's going up against his opponents and really out harassing them.
Yeah, Terran's moving out. He has 4 medevacs in his army, and that medevacs are so good versus gateways units, but that is a lot of +1 armor charge lots. And even though he has the +1 attack to kind of counter that, it's still a lot of units. The thing is, though, Terran could just lift up his army at any point because Protoss only has 1 Stalker and 1 Sentry in his entire army composition.
Yeah, and that's last time I checked, that's not a lot of anti-air. It's going to take 10 years and 4 months to be able to kill all of those medevacs. It's really not that great. Looks like that 1 Stalker is going to get cleaned up on top of that Zelnaga tower. So that gives WhiteRa the cue to go ahead and take a little bit of space. Now here we go. Charge Lots are going to get in here. And no, they're not actually going to finish up. That 1 Stalker is going to get poked really quick, and then he's going to run away. Very, very cute little play by Demuslim taking that out. But I think, well, here we go. A little engagement on the left-hand side and simultaneously going up into the middle. Is he going to catch these units out of position a little bit? Yes, he will. Charge Lots are going to be coming in. It looks like Demuslim trying to go and just collect all of his units together, but it's not going to happen too much. Now finally going into the top here, his Charge Lots are doing tons and tons and tons of damage. Looks like there's another warp in over here. The Zealots are going to come onto that 1 command center. This is really, really nice play by Demuslim, or excuse me, by WhiteRa. Is Demuslim going to be able to hold? Yes, I do think so indeed, but after taking pretty extensive losses.
Yeah, he lost a lot of harvesters, and if we look at the harvester tab, WhiteRa's up by 25 now. It's 75 versus 50, and that's a really good position for WhiteRa. The problem is he did lose a lot of units.
Yeah.
He lost a lot of units. And I don't know if he can replenish that quick enough.
Well, here's the big thing. After that, I think where all the gas was. All the gas was in upgrades and being able to, well, really upgrades in the High Templars. So we can see a lot of High Templars on the field. They will get enough energy. It's all in due to the Psionic Storm. He needs to buy a little bit of time. We can see that it looks like he will be able to get enough time. I don't think any ghosts are out currently. No, there aren't. Ghost Academy is just coming up right now. That's gonna negate most of the ability to be the aggressor in this. I feel like these High Templars are just going to do way too much damage, and by the time they get here, Storm will be finished. There it goes, 100, just 10 seconds more. Here we go. Zealot and Archon is going to come down here. This is a very precarious situation. Now sprinting forward, trying to get these High Templars. Oh my god, they don't have Storm just yet. They're all in one area. Big Storm goes off. It looks like there's just one more High Templar with enough energy. Is it going to go down? Yes, it will. And all the High Templars are not able to get their Storms off in time. Now focusing down on this natural. Oh no, Demuslim's going to take out that natural. Really, really cutting it close with this timing. And here we go. Might not be attacking. He's going to wait for another warp in. This High Templar doesn't have enough energy and only had 40. And it's going to go down as well. Now finally Marines Marauders going to be moving into the third base, or really the second base as it is. And now finally the big push in coming from all sides. Isn't going to be enough. A lot of these units are in the yellow and in the red. It looks like WhiteRa will clean this up, but after taking an extensive amount of losses, oh my god, the cutting just keeps going and going and going. And finally he'll get away. Oh my goodness. Demuslim, he's looking great.
Yeah, Demuslim's looking unstoppable at this point of the game. Demuslim's up by about 70 supply, and he did save a lot of those units, and a lot of these Zealots are being picked off, and a lot of them are just weak from the previous battles. Demuslim hit it like the perfect time. If he would have waited 2 more seconds, this would have been a different outcome.
And an Archon Graveyard is about to come out right here. Focus down on every single one of the Archons, and now he has no more units to have that really power and that DPS. Demuslim's going to come over here. Bear down on the third. It looks like more units are being warped in, but it's not going to be enough. Now all the pylons are being targeted down. The warp-in is diminished, and here we go. The last fight, it looks like Demuslim is just rallying everything he has. GG, perfect timing, and Demuslim's going to take game number 1. And holy crap, Jake, that was the perfect timing. WhiteRa said it best. Literally 5-10 seconds more, and he was dead. He was dead in the water. That's the only attack he had.
Absolutely. One more chrono boost on the Templar Archives, and that was it. Like, he would have had Storm for that battle, and I don't know if he could have lost because he already had a 4th base. If you saw at the end of the game, he had a 4th base running.
Yeah.
Like, lost his natural. I mean, it just would have been a completely different game.
It was crazy. I mean, Demuslim, after that huge attack, I was saying, okay, he's ahead in units, yes, but he's so far behind in attack. And what WhiteRa did so perfectly was he made all those High Templars, got the Storm energy ready, but he just had no Storm. And I was like, oh my god, if you just got it, literally, it could have been anywhere in the game if you just got a little bit earlier.
Or if he would have kept his High Templars with his army, so he couldn't have just ran and picked them off.
Yeah, that too.
That would have sealed the deal too, because that perfect scan where he's like, oh, the High Templars are apart from his army.
Yeah,
let me just send like 10 units and go kill everything.
And he kills everything.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
Running in there, suiciding just to kill those.
Well, WhiteRa, I mean, both of those players played fantastically that game. We're going to actually head over to Antigua Shipyard and see who can edge out the other player. Join us. We'll be back after this break. Stay tuned.